Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. All right. Good evening. Welcome to Dinner with the Doctor. We got The Madness of Stephen Assanti, Part 2. Last week, we did Part 1, which was we should have done as Part 2. It was kind of a prequel, where Part 1 was mostly about the early years of Stephen, before we really learned about him on 600 Pound Life. Today, we're going to be going into more of Stephen's glory years. Maybe really just a year, 2 years, a season, his season of our discontent. Certainly his discontent. He's very much discontented. Oh, we've already got a full house tonight. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Peace, baby. Good to have you. Yes, good evening to everyone in the Wednesday crew. Natsuki, hello. Rosalind. I don't know if that's you, Natsuki, or if that's just an image similar, but good luck with those kids. I'm so happy for you. Sherry, all pleasure to meet you, to have you in tonight, Sherry. Thank you. Hello, Archie. Freedom Deep, howdy. Elizu Pandu, hello. Hippie Easter, hey y'all. Icy 847, hey Dr. Phil. Nice to have you in here, Icy. Stephen was a woot and a half. Yeah, he's a character. Love him or hate him, he's unforgettable. Oh, it's you. All right. Well, you're definitely coming along very well there. Natsuki is she shared it with everyone publicly the other day. Natsuki's got twins on the way. Congratulations to Natsuki again. Welcome in, Camps. Apple pie is criminally underrated. Not in my house. We like apple pie over here. And probably not in Stephen's house, apartment, his dungeon, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, today we've got Part 2 of Stephen. So I also have here the poll in the chat. I'd like to direct your attention to that. I know that there's always a question of what to cover. Chantel is always interesting for a little bit, but I don't think she's really got enough going on to justify a full episode. At least not planning for a full episode. If something crazy happens, sure, but otherwise, I think it's more just kind of check in on her and then got other people who might be interesting. And these are people who I'm also somewhat familiar with. I kind of put them in order from most familiar to least familiar. But I am pretty darn familiar with all the people on this list, which is why I put them on this list. So I just want to do a gauge of audience interest, see if any of these people strike your fancy. Somebody personally that you think is interesting, that's not on the list, feel free to mention them. I'm always interested to hear about more characters on the net. There's no guarantee I'm going to follow any of them, but I'm still interested to know that they exist. All right. Yes, indeed. Congratulations, Natsuki. Hello, Rose JM. Very welcome. Father of twin boys. Oh, very, very cool. Elizu prefers an apple tart. Okay, I guess it depends on the pie. I could see that. I like the pie that has that sweet crumbly top. I think it's called a Dutch apple pie. I like that one more than the kind with just the straight flaky crust. But I like apples in general, so of course I like apple pie. I like most fruit pies. I like berry pie. I'm not a big fan of cherry pie, but I do, but it's okay. Probably not my favorite though. I like apple pie a lot. Cherry pie. I like lemon cream is okay. Coconut cream, that's a really good pie. What are some other pies? Everybody here, does anybody here have a favorite pie they want to name? I probably should do this. This really isn't a good way to start a show about diet. How about we start, instead of starting with our favorite kinds of pie, how about we just don't talk about pie? Never mind. This is the last thing we should be talking about, right? This really is not healthy. All right, get it out of your system, I guess. Right? Just Oh, yeah, I saw that episode, Sherry. Yeah, she seems like an interesting girl. You know, best of luck to her. Yeah, I watched the rerun on that, so I learned a little bit about that. Skinny might be coming in later. I don't know. I don't know exactly. I did speak to her today, so I know that she's a little busy today, but there's a chance that she could be coming in later. Yeah, it's now pie day, right? I lost the chat already. Let's get to Steven. If anything makes you not want to eat some pie, it's going to be watching this guy. This guy's, I don't want to blame pie, but pie has helped Steven get to the place he's in. So, okay, before I go into the documentary itself, and I'm going to post the link to this also. Let me find the actual the link. This is to Introvert Queen's channel. She does a really good job. She did the first part, and it was so great that I decided to cover this one as well. I actually watched this one myself a while ago. See, that's the thing with Rosie. She does seem like a nice girl, which is why I'm more interested in the train wreck types. I'm more interested in the reality TV, the Stephen Assanti types. Somebody who's a real, who's a sweet girl. I don't really know what am I going to add to that? It's more I'm happy for her, but it's not really the content that I'm into so much. If that, I'm into content that's about like people who are into like a weight loss type channel, that kind of thing, or people who are getting into trouble. That's the kind of people I tend to enjoy watching. People who are either really like hardcore, got themselves in really good shape, or people who are really getting themselves into trouble. People who are just kind of doing well, maintaining. I respect them, but it just isn't as much. I don't. I feel like I don't make the show that much interesting unless I have something kind of snappy to say, and I don't want to snap at somebody who I think is it seems like she's really trying, if that makes sense. Which is why I chose the people I did, because the people on that list are all people I do not mind snapping at. Oh, thank you, Peace Baby. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't. Respect to her, and I hope the best for her. Oh wow, Ruth Christie's. Ruth Chris. Because if that's the place I'm thinking of, Ruth's Chris, I think it's called. That's a really expensive steakhouse. It's a good steakhouse, but it's very expensive from what I remember. I don't want to say overpriced, but expensive from what I remember. I'll just say that. It's been so long since I've been there. That's another thing, Peace Baby. I feel that giving people a little bit of space is a good thing. Chantel has basically put her entire life online at this point, so I don't feel any qualms in kind of picking over all the information she's put on, but it's whereas somebody who's just a young lady who's just coming on the internet, I want to give her space, because I feel like I could become maybe across a little critical sometimes. She said she's not a weight loss channel, so that's the last thing I'm going to say about Rosie. Best of luck to her. And Ruth Chris is really good. I am going to say that. I just remember it was really expensive. Like so expensive, I don't think I could even afford to go. Now. Yeah, it is good though. I won't say it's not good. It's quite good. Yes, Camps. We are going to cover that sushi binge today as well after Steven. We're going to start up the Steven in a minute. Oh, Hippie says she made an amazing pepper steak in the crock pot. Husband liked it so much he wanted the leftovers for lunch. He never does that. Well, you know what? That must have been really good, because that is the truth. When somebody really likes the food who normally doesn't, that tells you it. No, Elizu, I was actually going to say the sushi was raw or cooked. It's a personal preference, but all of the sushi was covered with mayonnaise and cream. I think there was cream cheese and there was avocado, and avocado is not bad as far as fats go. But if you're already getting a lot of mayonnaise and everything like that, it adds a lot of excess calories. Sushi is supposed to be like a light meal, and she made it so darn heavy with so much of it. Hey, Kitty J, what's up? Yeah, you know something? I think Ruth's is priced that for a special occasion, it's priced okay, but I wouldn't just go out there unless it was a special occasion, because just can't afford it. Yes, very much Americanized sushi. And I'm not going to criticize people who like that kind of sushi. If that's what they like, that's what they like. But it's not the healthy kind of sushi. When we think of sushi, we think of raw fish, rice, seaweed. That's the traditional Asian style sushi, Japanese style sushi, I should say. That's the traditional Japanese style sushi that's so healthy. Yeah, a lot of sodiums as well, Kidney J. And Kidney J has a fantastic channel. If she'd like to post her link, she does a lot of great streams. Well, really more great videos. She does a great stream too, but mostly puts up a lot of great vids. Yes, and the crispy tempura flakes, and she made sure to pour a bunch of those on top. Sushi's one of those things where, thankfully, even with all the mayonnaise and tempura flakes, it's still mostly rice, so it's probably not too many calories, but there were 3 big servings. That's the thing. When you one of those would probably have been a reasonable meal, even with all the mayonnaise. I'm teasing it so much, I feel like we should just run it first. In fact, why don't you folks, I don't want to close this poll yet, because I want to leave this running. I think would you rather I ran the Chantel sushi first, or would you rather I did the Stephen Assanti? I feel like I should do the Chantel sushi real quick, just get that over with. Because it's not that long of a vid. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, because I don't feel like listening to her talk. But I do just want to kind of cover the sushi stuff on second thought. Yeah, let me just cover that really quickly, since we're talking about it anyway. Let me just let me go to Foodie's channel, watch the part of her sushi vid, because I already watched it, and there's not really anything interesting in there anyway, other than the sushi. All right. Okay. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hello,
Hi guys.
Foodie Beauties.
Welcome back to another video. Today I am having sushi. I have not had sushi.
Oh, and that reminds me, anyone enjoying the chat, if you're enjoying the content, please hit that like button. And if you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button as well. If you'd like to hit the bell next to the subscribe button, you can get a reminder whenever I go live. I only go live once a week at this time, so it shouldn't be too annoying. If it does get annoying, just go click on the bell again and turn it off. So yeah, let me pull up let me just make sure. Okay, so everybody here is happy with the sushi. Let's get back to the sushi.
In a long time, and I was really craving it today, so I'm gonna have sushi. So I got a combo. There's a lot of sushi here, but it was a good deal on like getting different kinds.
Yes.
Whoa, cool. Check it out. I don't know, these are like little crispy bits. Let me open all of them to show you first. Okay.
Uh-oh. Say a prayer for you, Eliza.
So, I have some soy sauce here.
Hope for the best.
And some chopsticks.
All right, now here's what I want to say. What jumps out at you folks at first when you look at this sushi? What jumps out at me first is the amount, is I see on everything is a whole gob of mayonnaise on top of everything. That's what I'm really seeing. The packaging is nice. I'll admit, the packaging is nice. And the sushi doesn't even look bad. The quality of it looks decent, although I can't really get a good look at it. And she doesn't really show us the sushi up close, so I can't really say for sure. But the way that it looks nice at least shows that it's at least decent. Yeah, I think it is pretty cool how they packaged it. And I also like how they packaged it using folded paper, because I don't like to use a lot of plastic unnecessarily. I'm not crazy about that stuff, but I try not to waste unless I need to. So I like it when the packaging is something that breaks down more easily. It also makes it easier to throw it away, just as far as just being a little lazy. But I'll admit it. So what jumps out to me first about this, and I made it as large as I can here, is the sheer amount of mayonnaise on everything. And also the tempura flakes. That's all I really see on the top. And Sushi, someone earlier in the chat mentioned, I think it was Alizu, that this is very much American style sushi. And as an American, I'm not proud to say that, but it's true. You would not see this in Japan. At least you would not have seen this in Japan in the past. You might see it now as at a fusion restaurant. But yes, this is their. Well, I'll let Chantel explain it. I think she'll get to it herself, but I'll tell you if she doesn't.
All right. So I'm gonna put some soy sauce, just like on top of the sushi. It says easy to tear, and there's no tear spot. Oh, I see. Ew, it smells weird.
It is a good portion.
Dispense a little bit on every sushi roll.
Yeah, I think that's
Make it rain
easily
soy
for
sauce.
two.
I love soy sauce on my sushi. So none of the sushi has raw fish. Julia, which is not why Julia's not bugging me.
There you go. Well, so Chantel just said what I wanted to point out. There's no raw fish in any of it. Now, people might think to themselves, sushi without raw fish, is that even sushi? Technically, yes, it is. Sashimi is raw fish. Sushi is just Japanese for rice. So you can have sushi is really more about the rice balls or the rice clumps that surround it. The raw fish has to be sashimi. So that's really what makes that's the word for the raw fish though, is sashimi. So when I go to restaurants, I always like to order a sashimi because you could really taste, if it's good quality, the sashimi will be good. So that's a good way to check out if a sushi bar is good. Always ask to sample some sashimi first. Just some of the raw fish by itself to really taste the quality. That's what I like to do. And if you know it's not that good, don't bother with the sashimi. Just get the sushi because the sushi gets covered with so much seasoning and mayonnaise and all that kind of stuff. You can't even taste the fish half the time. And that's what Chantel's got going on here. This stuff is loaded up with spicy mayonnaise and sesame seeds, tempura crispies. She pours on, look how much soy sauce she pours on.
I'm just not down for that. Raw fishy. I just can't do it, man. I just can't do it. One more. The sodium here. I don't know. I love it. So, anyways.
So Chantel used all 3 packages of soy sauce. I usually don't use any. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that. I usually use the soy sauce, but I put it in a cup and I just dip a little bit. You're not really supposed to pour it on, at least not until after you've tasted it. You're supposed to taste it, and then you add a little bit of soy sauce, you dip it in just a little bit to taste, and you put a little bit of wasabi on there to taste as well. If you like that, you don't have to. But if you use too much wasabi, too much soy sauce, you can't even taste any of the sushi. Especially you can't taste the sashimi. Okay, we got a few. Yeah, by salt like Chantel, yes. How much sodium is in a packet of that soy sauce? Because those were big packets. And we know there's a good amount of sodium in that sushi already. So 3 packets of soy sauce on top, I have a family member who has to watch her sodium, and she actually gave herself high blood pressure from eating too much salt a couple of times. Chantel already has high blood pressure, so if she eats all that salt, her blood pressure is going to skyrocket up. And I'm not a doctor. Let me put up my disclaimer also. I'm not a doctor. I can't say any of this for sure. This is not medical opinion, anything like that. This is just my personal opinion. If you think you need a doctor, please go get a real one. I'm not a doctor. Okay, now that's out of the way. Her blood pressure with her blood pressure issues, eating all that salt is not reasonable. Gotta be smarter than the package, Chantel. Yeah. Oh, Kitty J likes a good salmon sashimi. I love that too. I like salmon sashimi. It's very got a nice taste. Oh, no problem, Stackish. Oh, thank you for coming in, Stackish. Oh, and thank you, Kitty J, for sharing. Thank you so much. Yes, I try to go live every Wednesday. I'm pretty good about not missing my shows so far. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Basically, I will say this. I've eaten a fair amount of raw sashimi in my life, and I've never once gotten sick from it. Now, I know I'm jinxing myself. The next time I eat it, I'm probably going to get sick. But I've gotten sick more often from Burger King than I have from sashimi. Just on numbers. Like, I've gotten sick from eating fast food countless times as a kid. I used to eat fast food all the time as a kid. That's all my family ever gave me. And I would often get stomach aches because fast food is often very poorly prepared. There's not a quality chef in the kitchen, just putting it lightly. Exactly. She poured it all over before she even tasted it. Tons of sodium in the soy sauce. So salty. Oh, welcome in, Makeup Maggie. And welcome in, QZ. And welcome into anyone I've missed. Welcome into any lurkers. Welcome into anyone watching the replay. Leave a comment if you're enjoying the show. And I guess even if you're not, leave some feedback while you're not. Maybe something I can fix. Okay, so let's get back to the show. I'm just going to click on some comments so we don't get too slowed down.
I'm like so tired right now. You have no idea. What is this stuff? Oh. Crunchy tempura bits. Cool. Yeah, I'll take that. I love these things. So let me just look this up and then I'll get to the point. So what kind did I get? I got... This is like crab sticks with spicy sauce,
I would like that place.
avocado, cucumber. These are shrimp balls, fried shrimp, with carrots, I think, avocado, black sesame seed, spicy sauce. And these are wrapped in...
Oh, let's hear this once again.
avocado.
She actually gave us the description. Let me slow this down so we can really hear the actual ingredient list, because if there's anything we actually want to hear, this is probably it.
Shrimp, spice. This is like crab sticks with...
Crab stick, also known as surimi. It's actually a fish puree that's formed into cubes, and they call it artificial crab meat. But it's known as surimi in Japan, and it's like a fish, just like a fish mush. Think of it like a fish nugget, like a fish McNugget. That's what crab stick is. It's just like made from all the bits and pieces of fish that they can't use. Not exactly grade A products, but it can be tasty. If you enjoy it, help yourself. I'm not a big fan of it though, personally.
Spicy sauce, avocado, cucumber.
Okay, avocado. Avocado is one of those foods that it's a healthy source of fat. But if you're already getting a lot of fat in a meal, you don't want to have avocado as well. Avocado should be in place of other fats, not on top of the fats, because now you're just getting extra fats. It's not like the avocado displaces the mayonnaise, because she's got mayonnaise plus avocado. And Chantel is not somebody whose body is not getting enough fats. She also has the tempura crispies. So when you think about it, sushi is naturally a fat-free food almost, if it's served traditionally. Just seaweed, rice, sashimi, raw fish. There's almost no fat. There's just the carbs from the rice, the protein from the fish. Very simple, very healthy, not especially filling, unfortunately, but it's very nutritious. This is mostly fat and carbs. This is like fast food, unfortunately. How many servings? That's a good question. I would say that each of these is a little bit less than, I think each of these would be around one serving. I think one of these would be a good sized serving for the average woman, because a female's caloric needs are going to be less than a man's. So, but for a guy, I think a guy could eat about 1.5 of these pretty easily. I think most women could eat one of these pretty easily. As far as the calories, I'm not 100% sure because of the mayonnaise and everything. I would estimate this sushi roll is probably around 550 calories, 500 calories or so for the plate. About 500 calories each. That would be my estimate. Maybe 600. Kidney J, crab stick, the hot dog of sushi. Oh my God, that is absolutely perfect. That is absolutely perfect. I'm leaving that up.
These are shrimp balls, fried shrimp, with carrot, I think, avocado, black sesame seed, spicy sauce. And these are wrapped inside of
oh wow,
white, I think, soy paper. It's not seaweed. So I'm happy about that because I don't like the taste of seaweed at all. So let's dig in. Beauty bites.
Okay.
I want to try this one first. I forget what's in all these. I'll have to look it up and put it on the screen, I guess.
Let me put the speed back up. So she said there was some cooked fish in this one. This one didn't even have any fish, actually. This one only, well, it did have fish, It had the crab stick, which is like a fish hot dog. Kidney J in a brilliant analogy. Fish hot dog in this one. There's a little bit of cooked. There's some shrimp balls, which are what, chopped up fried shrimp, or chopped up shrimp with like dumplings fried or something. I can't even tell because there's so much mayonnaise and fried Crispies on top. I can't even see the fish. So it might taste okay, but this is not the kind of sushi I personally like. Even though it might taste okay, it's just not my jam.
Whoa. Beauty pie. Mmm. That makes my mouth happy. I don't know how to use chopsticks. No fishy taste. I love it. Another bite?
About one each, I think, for most females. One each plate. Hello, Tangled Bliss.
Wow. That is so good.
Should I spoil it? Tell you folks if she does? Yeah.
This one has crab and shrimp.
Aww.
The spicy mayo they put on it is so good and unique. I haven't tried it before.
Well, congratulations, Hippie Easta. That is 36 years. That is a blessing and just fantastic. Congratulations. It sounds like you had a very beautiful day. Yes, and I'm not gonna. Should I spoil it if she eats all of it? QZ says eats one roll and gets stuffed. I find that the rice is very filling. If you eat sushi with a lot of rice in it, you will get full very quickly. But I also find that it doesn't keep you full for long. It doesn't. Your body seems to digest that rice type of sushi rice very quickly. I think it's very high glycemic index. So you eat it, you get very full, and then you get hungry again. I get you, Elizu. Yeah, they fill you right up, but then later you get hungry again more. Whereas the sashimi, just the fish, you could eat a lot of that at once. But again, it's Chantel's up for the challenge. I don't want to spoil it. Agreed, Eliza. When it's simple sushi, I can eat a good deal more, but it's meant to eat more. Like sushi rolls, just plain salmon rolls are not very fattening. They're pretty low in calories. It is. It's a fish hot dog. Welcome in, Blue Eyes. Good to see you come in there. And welcome in to anyone I missed. Welcome in to any lurkers. Oh, you know something, Peace Baby? That's a good insight. Does she really even have any idea of what the sushi tastes like by itself? Because this is covered with so much mayonnaise and those fried Crispies and soy sauce. Forget what's even under there. Could you taste anything at that point? But those kinds of sushi rolls have so many competing flavors already. I think you're right. I don't think she has really much idea at all. She just tastes a flavor that she kind of likes. Probably all she tastes is the mayonnaise and the fried Crispies and the salt. I think that's all she tastes, the salt and the mayonnaise. And maybe the gumminess, the mushiness of the rice, that texture. Hey, Sarah Jane, welcome in. Yeah, right. A hot dog has to be from some guy on the sidewalk who's been standing there all day. His skin has to be redder than the hot dog. All right, let's put Chantel back on. Her face is going to be redder than a hot dog without the filters from all that sodium. Honestly, from all that sodium, her face might end up redder than a hot dog by the end of this mukbang.
Like, I've tried spicy mayo, but it tastes this one different than what I've tried before. I have chicken marinating in milk in the fridge.
Chicken marinating in milk. That's something I've never tried. Has anybody in chat tried that? Is that a common thing? Because I've never done that before.
Because I wanted to make fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and broccoli today, but as you can tell, I'm so tired because we just got home.
Chantel does seem tired, but tired from what? She says she just got home. Like, tired from getting in from the parking lot? I mean, it is really hot. To be fair, when it's over 100 degrees, just getting in from the parking lot will get you tired if you're really heavy.
And I will tell you,
Hey, Tucker and friends, welcome in.
I need to get in better shape because just shopping and walking around a large area
Yes. Oh, she said she was
really
shopping
getting
and walking.
very challenging and leaves me exhausted.
Chantel claims she was walking around a large area and shopping. I wonder if this was filmed after she did the pet store vlog. I don't remember that one that well, if she showed herself eating something afterward or not. It's possible she did this on the same day. Now, if this sushi bar was located next to the pet store, I'd be a little bit nervous. Especially considering all the fish is cooked, right?
But we went to a huge market
Oh, excellent.
and
I will send folks over.
we found a clothing store that had some shirts that are like some clothes that fit me.
They found a clothing store that fits Chantal. I wonder if that was a traditional clothing store or if it was a Western clothing store. It would have to be a traditional store because Chantal doesn't wear any Western clothing anymore. Just wondering where they went, because you'd think that, I just don't even know where they would go at this point, because, and I'm not even saying this to be rude, but I was thinking this the other day. Is Chantal possibly the fattest woman in Kuwait? It's a possibility. It really is. Like, I'm not saying that she is, but she's never said that she's seen anyone bigger. And she's never even said she's seen someone close to as big. So if she's not the biggest, she's up there, certainly in the tiniest of a tiny percentile. So it just makes me wonder where they could even go to find. And it's not like in America where they have some types of clothes that are kind of unisex. Like you can just get a nightgown or something, a dressing gown. I mean, I don't know. There's clothes that you could just get like big flowy stuff. But over there, like an abaya is very much a woman's garment. You can't get a men's sized abaya. Just throwing that out there.
Just took some digging, you know?
And she is on track to eat it, like, right? Does she look like she's slowing down yet? She's about halfway done. She's not slowing down. Let me speed it up a little.
This is like a long shirt. The front is a bit shorter. And the back is long to cover
It's too fast.
all my areas.
Hopefully this isn't too fast. We'll see.
So good.
She doesn't really say much in this.
So,
Oh, welcome in, Magulator. And I see the milk comments. Welcome in, Kiki.
man. Seriously, just it was a huge market. And by the time I get to the car, I'm just like
Respect.
sweaty, flushed, just ready to pass
Welcome
out.
in, Summer D. Okay. That's a good way to do it.
I have to remember those moments when I get an urge to binge eat.
See, but I have a question, though. Now, this is a question I don't think Chantel is ever really clear about. Is this a binge? Does she call this a binge? Does she, because she's implying kind of that it is, but she never actually calls it as such. By my definition, I would say, I mean, I can't say for sure, because it depends on how she defines it, because, or I guess not how she, well, partly how she defines it, and partly what are the circumstances that led to this meal? Did she plan this meal out a day in advance? Did she say yesterday, oh, tomorrow I'm going to go buy 3 big plates of sushi and eat all 3 of them? Because then that would certainly not be a binge. So I need to know some more details about how she got to this point before I could say whether or not this is a binge. But either way, I don't think this is helping her at all with her problem eating. If she is going to binge later, I don't think this is going to do anything to stop that binge. If anything, this is just going to whet her appetite for more later. I don't think this is going to really stop her. I think Chantel needs a very serious, almost like a food vacation or something. Like she needs to go on vacation from the food for a little bit. Like have Sala just lock her up in her room for a week and just only give her tea and crackers or something. All right, I'm going to put Chantel back on and welcome some more people in.
The only thing with sushi is I don't find it very filling. I could eat like a million people, I swear.
You clearly do not.
This white soy wrapper is definitely better than the nori. I don't like the nori.
Yes.
What? I guess it's not technically sushi, is it?
Oh, beautiful.
I thought sushi just meant with the rice.
Okay, so that's why, Ruth's Chris. When I said Ruth's Chris was overpriced, that's because they never put 36 rose petals on my table. No, but seriously, for that kind of a nice event, it's a good choice. If you want to go to a place that's about the atmosphere, you'll get it at Ruth's Chris. So I'm not endorsing any place because I'm not sponsored by any place. But I'm not going to argue anything Hippieista just said. So we'll leave it at that because I'm not getting sponsored. So I'm not making any endorsement. Howie Tempura. if he runs into the fryer, yeah, right at the pet store. I'm just thinking the old fish, because fish tanks, they're always having casualties. If some of those fish are big enough, yeah, it does anything to justify shoving in the food. Okay, so apparently marinating in milk is not crazy. I've just never done it. It was Omar's tents. That's where she bought her clothes. Moo-moo's the only that fits her now. Yeah, the REI camping section. Circus tents for you, right? Tablecloths, window curtains, all that kind of stuff. And welcome into anyone who I've missed. My apologies if I have. Welcome into any lurkers. Okay, so the milk is actually worth thinking about. She could be their queen. Salah must be getting tired of this. If he cares at all, he is getting really annoyed. I think he's just kind of tuned her out. She wins the contest of being the biggest. Probably shopped at a big man store. That's what I was thinking, Sherry. But if she's buying abayas, they don't make those for men. That's why I was at first thinking, oh, maybe she got men's size clothes. But then I said, wait a minute, they don't make men's sized abayas. Or at least I don't think they do. Could be maternity. Now you're thinking, Kidney J. Now you're thinking. That is probably where they, because I bet the maternity places do custom designs or do designs in all kinds of shapes, do more interesting stuff. Hey, welcome in, Shenanigans. Hope you're having a great night. Well, welcome in, Shaking But Not Stirred Cat Readings. All right, hopefully I got that name correct. She covers it with everything before she eats. Wow, I'm going to have to skip just a little bit of this chat, but I'm going to hit the play here.
This is the best sushi I've ever had. I'm not kidding.
The best she's ever had? Wow.
Use these.
Agreed, Hippieista. That's standard. I don't want to keep stopping, but these are such great. The other day I just visited Doe for a minute the other day. I had some time off, and she was watching an old Chantal, and she was actually cooking. She did this whole meal. She cooked for herself and dressed up for this whole Titanic bees mukbang thing. And I was thinking, why doesn't she ever cook anything for Salah? Just on principle. Even if it didn't come out well, why doesn't she just try to cook something once in a while? Even if he doesn't like it, just try. It would even if he doesn't care, it would be good content if nothing else.
I'd probably be thin if I lived
All right, got some opinions.
in a place where I could only use chopsticks.
She's not good at it at all. She'd be better off using her fingers. You're allowed to use your fingers on sushi. I don't know when it's covered with that much mayonnaise, but
So,
agreed, Magulator.
This one's my favorite. It is what it is.
Is it any coincidence the one she said was her favorite was the one she poured 2 cups of the tempura crispies on? I don't know, but I think that it's like somebody said it's about the mouthfeel. I think that all she tastes is the soy sauce, the mayonnaise and the tempura crispies, and just the mushiness of the rice. I think that's really all she tastes on this stuff. Maybe a little bit of sweetness as well.
It's just...
Only person diverted up to tire out from eating a meal.
Annoying.
She says it is not. She calls it a meal. All right.
This is just a fast video, like have dinner with me type deal. I need rest.
The other day when she was in the pet store, Chantel, I saw her turn sideways. She's actually bigger sideways than she is from the front. Like she's gotten really, really big. And I'm not saying, like I don't even say this to be rude. I'm not trying to be nice either. But I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying straight up. It is what it is. She's gotten bigger. She's gotten really darn big.
To replenish my energy.
And I hope she can get some of the weight off.
Be able to do
That's
more.
why I say it.
Slightly more. But yeah, this
Hey,
is
Tiny
actually
Fairy.
it's a 3X, this shirt. I was surprised. That was the max I went up to.
I agree also. I don't know who said that in the chat, but I do not believe that the 3X that she's claiming is like a 3X over here. Because she was what, like a 5X or something? And that was, I think, getting small. I don't remember what size she was, but I remember she was past the 3X a while ago. I think so too. She's got way too much problem. She got this on the trip. Okay.
And I'm like,
I saw that too.
well, but some shirts are made like baggy. So it depends where you buy it and on the brand and all that,
Okay. Whoops. I accidentally went backward. We were basically done. There's really nothing else that she says too much on this one. I'm just going to kind of get through. I guess I'll let it run at the very end. Let me go to the... Where were we here?
So good.
Oops, we're over here.
It depends where you buy it and on the brand and all that,
Okay. Actually, I'll put it back down to 1.5 because she's... Let's just hear what you got to say real quick.
So good.
Yes, Sarah Jane. That is a great point. If you're having a binge, it's something that you don't have control over. You don't sit down and set up a camera before you start, right? You don't have time to sit down and set up a camera before you start. If you have time to sit down and set up a camera, so I guess it's not a binge in that sense. I think she's just overeating. As much as some people earlier, I agreed, it was as much as some people were saying it's a binge, I think it was kind of a binge, but I think Sarah Jane makes a good point too. So I think it could have been a binge, but if I had to say, I think Sarah Jane kind of now swung my opinion. I think a lot of you made good points. I think you could still argue both ways, but I think that's actually swung my opinion to the point where now I would say it's not a binge. Because, yeah, she had time to set up for it. So, no, that couldn't have been it. Yes, and she ate all that food in under 13 minutes. We had the high speed on, but even with that, a normal speed, it was 13 minutes. Well, you know what, Peace Baby? I think that's partially true. I think Chantel binges, and I think she also overeats. I think she does both. I think she eats, and then after she turns off the camera, that's when she does the binge. So I do think she does binges as well. I just think that she does those off the camera because when you think about it, to get to people who overeat only get so big. People who binge typically only get so big. I mean, I don't know if I'm just grasping at straws here, but I think that's why Chantel has got like the double whammy. She's got the binging and the overeating. So that's why the weight is just coming on incredibly fast. Ooh. Okay, Summer D. Very interesting. There's always been the suspicion that some of Chantel's deliveries or takeouts were purchased for her by quote unquote fans. All right, let me put this back on. That is a very, very...
But I feel like sushi's not that filling. I don't know why it's weird.
That makes more sense.
A lot of food. It is a lot of food, but anyway. Because, for example, like another shirt I tried on there was also 3X, but it didn't fit the same way.
Oh, thank you so much, Whole 180. And welcome in, Whole 180. Thank you very much. Table cost drinks.
But I got rid of my sushi craving. Alhamdulillah.
Indeed.
All right, well, that's why it's so hard for me to cut down, so drastically on portions. Like those meal kits just seem so tiny because
Okay.
I can really shove it in there. I can eat large quantities of food, even in a non-binge context.
Well, I think it's good that Chantel's being honest with herself, but she needs to say that if I'm going to eat these large quantities of food, I need to make sure I'm eating food that's reasonably healthy. If she knows that she can't control the amount, she needs to control the type.
No.
Got to control something.
Anyway, I'm gonna hit the hay.
Okay, so we're going to go on to Steven in just a second. I want to try to get through at least some of these contents, because there's so many good comments in here. Comments, excuse me. This is driving me crazy. I just can't get through them. I got to skip through some of these, folks. My apologies. She's carrying her fat in dangerous areas. It's all belly. If anyone, and Hippieista says, a restaurant was a very nice local place. Buy local. Absolutely, Hippieista. I agree with that. Yes, indeed. Whenever you have the option, try to support the local places. I totally support that, Hippieista. I think you and I are in agreement on that. Yes, she carries a great deal of weight in her abdomen. Obviously, when you're carrying literally hundreds of extra pounds, I don't think there's any safe place to carry all that. But yes, in particular, that's unhealthy. But we're going to see somebody who actually carries all of their weight in their legs in a minute. That's a good point, Camps. She cannot monetize a private binge. And it would probably be a TOS violation if she said that it was. Yeah, I think Sarah Jane hit that one on the head. That even if she has it, it wasn't, this seemed like something she put. Yes, shenanigans, exactly. And she's trained her mind and her taste buds to only enjoy the most calorically dense foods. She needs to do one or the other. She can't do both at once. She can't cut down the size of the food, the plates, and stop eating the very hyper palatable, I think that's what they're called, calorie dense foods. She needs to, if she's going to eat giant plates of foods, they need to be things like vegetables, lean beef. If she's going to eat fried chicken and French fries, she needs to eat small amounts. You have to do one or the other if you don't want to go off the deep end with your weight. There's just no way to do both. There just isn't. Not unless you're exercising like crazy. And we know Chantel isn't doing that. And even then, it's still not, you can't outrun the fork. You can eat so much that it just doesn't even matter. Hey, Wookiee Lover, welcome in. Yeah, I can only watch so much too. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad. Oh, I did hear. Chantel is being surprisingly honest with that comment. That is interesting. Perfect hard-boiled eggs in the air fryer. I've never even heard of that. And if anybody has a comment they'd like me to see, which I missed, because I do miss some of your comments, unfortunately, please just tag me, and I will hopefully see it. If I miss it, please tag me again. Sometimes there's just a few too many comments for me to see them all. It may be a 3X over there, but it probably should hang a lot looser. That's a good point, Hippieista. Chantel even mentioned that the place where they have baggy size items. I have not seen that movie, but it sounds like it might be interesting. I heard it was depressing though, so but that doesn't mean I wouldn't enjoy it. It just means it would have to be really good for me to enjoy it. I don't want to watch a depressing movie unless it's really good. Does that make sense? I hope so. What? Wow, apologies for any headphone users, but geez Louise, there's bodybuilders, like there's people who are compulsively trying to gain weight, who are trying to eat every 2 hours and can't manage it. Wow. That might be an interesting subject actually to have one night. People trying to compulsively gain weight, like trying to compulsively build muscle weight. That might be an interesting one to do one night. Yes, Wookiee Lover, I've noticed that. Her clothes tend to be built for people who are broad shoulders. I noticed that because when I wear clothes, I have broad shoulders. So I have the opposite thing. Whenever I fit stuff, it's always tight around the shoulders. And I noticed that, how come her shoulders are always all bunched up? Because I noticed that because I always have the opposite thing. So that stands out to me. Agreed, Wookiee lover. Whatever the heck it is, it's not going anywhere positive. Agreed, Sherry. Agreed. If somebody has issues with food, and I hope people know that going into it, I probably should mention that. So I'll say that now. It's probably too late. But if anyone has food issues, I'll issue a trigger warning and say that this, if you just turned in now, you consider turning away or steel yourself and be ready. Yes, she is losing. Her shape is changing because of the amount of weight she's gained. It's getting to that point. The Ramadan thing, I don't know if we're ever going to get the true story. It's somewhere between what she says and the truth. Yeah, I could. Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like a movie I have to be in the right mood to see it. Right mood to enjoy it, I guess. Okay, so let's go to the main subject of this episode tonight, Stephen Assanti. And let me just do a little clip of Stephen before we start from one of his best moments. So hold on one second. Let me put up the title card. All right.
Oh my God.
And everyone, this is like just a clip. I got this from TLC's channel, so hopefully this shouldn't be a problem to show. I'm going to put my little watermark over the bottom. This is from a TLC, and this is just a promotional clip for their show. And this is from the episode of 600 Pound Life featuring Stephen Assanti. And we'll talk about where he is now as well. It's what we talked about last week. We'll give a little update. He's not anywhere good right now. It's kind of basically where you would expect. He's just spinning his wheels in very, very poor health. So let's get back. This is a short one.
1,156 more miles. Hello?
This is them traveling to the Dr. Now's clinic, by the way. Let me give some context. Stephen is in the trunk of the truck.
Yeah.
What?
Excuse me, I want to get something to eat.
Do me a favor. Save the minutes. Quit calling me.
Okay, don't forget. Yeah, bye.
I will forget. Bye.
I can't believe he's asking for food again. He just ate 2 hours ago. I don't feel entitled, but I want what I want, and when I don't get it, I get pissed off, and I start ranting and raving until I do get what I want. I just want what I want, that's it. What's he think, he made of money?
Hello?
I am feeling very weak.
This is a very...
And if something happens to me, you're gonna be very sorry.
Okay.
Welcome to the real Steven.
Let me put something up here real quick.
That's what I heard every day of the week at my house. Him, when am I gonna eat? When am I gonna eat? When am I gonna eat? Oh my God.
It looks like they have a cameraman with them. I'm just pausing to add some commentary because I don't want TLC to try to strike me down. I know they get very... Stephen had a best moment. Best of the worst. It's a bit facetious. I meant it somewhat facetiously. His greatest hits, rather than his best moments. His greatest hits.
Yeah, got you what you wanted, you big baby. Yeah. All right, that's it for tomorrow morning, buddy.
I know.
Yes.
I'm not surprised
Hey,
that
Susie
he got
Q.
in the lodge. My father always caves into my brother's demands.
Ooh.
We've been traveling for about 38 hours right now. And then every 100 miles, we had to stop because who wanted to eat?
geez.
You know, I understand that, but not every 100 miles. It's ridiculous. 100 miles only takes 2 hours to do.
Oh, you called it right there, Peace Baby. That was a. I don't think you could have called it better than that. Yeah, every 2 hours, basically. That seems to be the point at which even somebody with a terminal addiction to eating kind of maxes out. It's like your body, no matter how addicted you are to food, it could still hold for about 2 hours, I guess. before it begins to get a craving. Hey, welcome in, Granny's Den. Pleasure to have you. And welcome into anyone I've missed, any lurkers. Yeah, Stephen, so this was just a good idea of Stephen, what he's like around his family. His brother was there. I think I said there was a cameraman in the car with them. I'm presuming at least, because the brother couldn't move into the front seat so easily to film the father at least. Yes, that's Stephen. Another clip of Stephen. One second here. One second, folks. And we're going to check that that poll in just in a few minutes. So if you haven't voted, please do. Okay. Here's another one from TLC directly. This is one of Stephen's biggest hits, his best moments. And when I say best, I mean worst. Yes, peace, baby. It's a bit sarcastic. And this is why I like to cover people like Stephen, because I like to have some sarcasm when I talk. I have respect for people as individuals, and I like to be respectful, but I also enjoy doing some sarcasm and kind of mocking the absurdity and the depths of what people are, of the delusion they've allowed themselves to succumb to. And it's I don't want to see them do badly, but I'm going to call out what I'm seeing sometimes, and I can't always just gloss over things. So that's part of the reason why I enjoy watching the reality TV type people. So that's all right, peace, baby. All right, glad you understand. All right, I figured you would get me. You seem like you usually catch on to that pretty quick. All right, but yeah, here's Doctor Now is going to give his opinion on Stephen's leg really quickly. For people who have already seen this, you know what? I'm going to give not so much a trigger warning, but I'm going to give more of a content warning. Stephen's leg looks really, really nasty. It's got calluses and scabs. Hyperketosis, I think Elise called it, where it's a buildup of dead skin on the outside of the leg. It looks like an elephant's leg, according to Doctor Now. It really does. It's very unpleasant to look at. So if that's something you don't want to look at, just scroll down so you can listen to so you can just look at the chat or something while this segment's going, or even you could turn it off if you really rather not watch it. But it's nothing you can't see on regular television. Just want to make you aware, because it is nasty. Okay, let's go. Let's see it.
And now, I'm supposed to see Dr. Nazardin for my checkup. I was supposed to lose at least 40 pounds and get under 670. Hi.
He was bad on that show.
I'm not sure if I did that. But I do feel like I made some progress. That's really not good. I've gained some of the weight back again.
And if anyone couldn't see what it said underneath the comment, it said Stephen gained, I think it said he gained 30 pounds. Actually, let me just rewind it really quickly. 21 pounds, okay. Said he gained 21 pounds.
I've gained some of the weight back again. And I really don't know how that happened.
Oh, wow.
If I didn't think Dr. Nazardin would be angrier
Maybe.
if I left, then I would.
Has anybody ever seen Amber's legs? I don't think they're like I don't think they look like that, at least not to that level, but they are very swollen. I know that. So they probably do have some similarity.
Because I don't want to face him right now.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing, sir?
Well, first
Which
let me
Elizu,
say, because I know you're going to bring it up, I gained 21 pounds because I slipped up a couple times. But I'm back on track now. However...
Oh, wait a minute. How many times you been back on track?
No, I really
I know.
am.
How many times?
Well...
Let me give you some statistic, okay? You came to Houston 10 months ago, and you were 730 pounds. We helped you to lose 100 pounds. Then you gain it all back and more. So we got you back to 729.
Welcome in, Vigo Mama.
Now you gained 20 pounds in 1 month when you were supposed to lose 40 pounds. So you make no progress.
And let's do a little bit of math for a second. Dr. Now had him on a diet program. I'm presuming diet, because I don't see how much exercise he could do with that leg situation. Unless they had a hand bike for him. But let's not even consider that. Diet-wise, the doctor had him on an expectation of 40 pounds lost in a month. That would be over a pound a day. That's a pretty big weight loss, which would mean he was put on a very extreme diet, which is the kind of thing where if Chantel seriously wants to get her weight under control, it depends how serious she is. She's young enough that she doesn't necessarily need to do that, but it might be the only option for her at this point. Where a program like Dr. Now's that's super, super extreme, that for most people would be absolutely unreasonable. For somebody in her situation, it might be the only option. And so, yes, the diet, obviously she's not quite as big as Stephen. And as a female, her caloric needs would be lower, but she could still expect to lose about a pound a day on this diet he puts people on. From my understanding, it's like 1,000 calories or something. It's some incredibly low diet, partially designed to prep them for eventual surgery.
Yes, and when we do help you, you immediately undo it. What did that tell you?
As long as he doesn't mind.
Failure. Absolute failure.
Sure.
Well, I can explain.
Next time it's going to be 800 pounds?
Absolutely not. Next time it's going to be probably 600 or under 600 pounds. Definitely.
And that's never going to happen. Yep. And you don't believe it yourself either.
I do want to commit to working out now, but I'm having a hard time because I obviously don't have any more medication anymore. And I just need, a refill to help me out, with working out.
You actually asking me for pain medication?
Yeah, I want to work out 2 times a day.
All right. I don't know how they edited this, but if that's how it happened, if that's what he said in response, with that grin on his face, I totally understand. I mean, I know that some of the magic is in the editing, but I can't imagine that this conversation went that much better in the unedited version. I just can't. All right.
I really do. I really do.
In past month.
Commit to this, though.
Okay.
I know you don't believe
In past month, how many times you went to emergency room?
I have been to the emergency room.
Yes.
Maybe 5 times.
5 times in a month.
Sad to say, it's true.
So you go to one hospital, they recognize that you're a drug addict, then you go to another one. Let me just give you something. This is a prescription monitoring program with state of Texas.
Yeah, on second thought, Hippie East, there's no need to go and do that. I mean, if you're already in the neighborhood, you want to take a picture or something, you're welcome to. But I don't want to start trying to draw attention or drama or involve you or anything. It's if it's whatever. It's whatever. If it's no big deal and he commonly does pictures and stuff, then it's whatever. But I don't want you to go out of your way or anything like a big deal. Give him a placebo. Exactly. Give him a bottle of cough syrup and tell him it's got codeine in there or something. And yeah, shenanigans. It's so clear. He's really seeking drug-seeking behavior. Camps. And again, Dr. Now is going to explain now how many times Stephen has sought drugs in the recent period.
You received 39 prescriptions from 17 different doctors. And that ring a bell?
Well, obviously I can see it on the paper. It can't be a lie.
Then you go to the next page. You have received Tylenol and codeine, 259 tablets.
I wouldn't mind.
You have received Tramadol, 1,045 tablets. Hydrocodone, 970 tablets in the state of Texas. Wow. If you have prescription from any other doctor than one doctor, we are not
welcome in, Ruthie and Cozy J. I'll get to your comments in a second.
Allowed to prescribe a pain medication. So this is the end of it. You have exhausted lifetime hospital privileges to be admitted. So your days of abusing system are over.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. I want to leave.
You got that?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay,
Thanks.
these...
I'm going to say as far as the Yo Mama thing, I'm not against it. I'm not a fan of Yo Mama, but I like to just stay out of stuff. I just like to stay away from reactor drama and all that. But I have not watched it. I'm not aware, but I would not be surprised if he said something vile. I'll just say it like that. Yeah, I would not. I have not followed him at all, but I'm sure he has. Just say it like that. That guy is always chasing drama and not in a. I mean, is there a positive way to chase drama? I'll just say it like that. I don't think there is. Yeah, and the quantities too. Some people need a lot of medication, but this isn't like he has one doctor who's prescribing him large amounts of medication through a. Oh, hold on. Looks like we have a guest on here tonight. Hold on a second. Who? Let me see who this is real quick.
Hello.
Welcome on, Skinny Queen. How are you?
Good. How are you? Hello, everybody. I sorry to come in the middle. I got everything taken care of, and I thought, well, I'd pop on for a little.
No problem. No problem. I was originally planning on inviting some folks on. They unfortunately could not make it, so I'm very glad you could make it on here tonight because it's just me by my lonesome, so I got no problem with a person coming up and joining. So
it's my favorite person on the screen too. Look at it, Doctor Now.
Oh, you're a fan of the doctor?
I love the doctor. He cracks me up, by the way. I mean, I appreciate his honesty, and honestly, I really do think Dr. Now does care about the people that he treats. He treats them with tough love.
Oh, did we lose me somehow?
I'm still here.
People are saying they can't see me on the chat. Saying start a new stream? What's going on? Let me try.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hi guys, can one in the chat if you can hear me? Okay. All right, I think Dr. Phil just needs to come back in. Sometimes
okay,
that happens.
I'm back now. Can we hear you now?
Yes.
Testing 1,
they
2.
Could hear
testing
me.
1, 2.
I guess they couldn't hear you.
I guess something cut out because I was able to hear you everything. Okay, well, I am back. Okay, so hopefully as long as everybody can hear me, just give me a second. We're going to get back on. I'm not sure what the technical difficulties were, but I think we've got them resolved.
Well, in case you missed it, I was just saying.
It said policy violation.
What?
They probably tried to shut me down for running the TLC video.
I bet you they did. Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. I was talking over it though.
TLC is very.
Oh, I'm gonna end it and start a new one then. All right, everybody. I'm just gonna start it. Am I back on, or did they?
You know what? Go ahead and end it. We're coming back. Look for the new stream, guys.
All right. I'm gonna end it and start it over.
Send me the link in Instagram.
All right. I'm gonna start it over.
We'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys.
All right. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be not even. I'll be right back on.
Look for us, guys. Look for us. All right.